Time now for our series, Do You Believe? This morning, an interfaith discussion about peace. Hoda's got more on that.
Yeah, the stories of terrorism and intolerance are almost everywhere you turn these days. Some of the problems brought about in the name of religion. So with that in mind, we talked to some influential faith and community leaders for their thoughts on whether peace is possible. First of all, I'd like to start off by saying, girl power. Our panel boasts three amazing women. The Reverend Dr. Jackie Lewis of New York City's Middle Collegiate Church, Rabbi Angela Bookdahl of Central Synagogue in New York City, and Muslim peace activist Sahar al-Salani. Do you believe there can be peace?
Absolutely. We see it in the microcosm of people finding peace for themselves personally. And then I think that it just keeps spreading out. We have the possibility always of peace, and we aspire towards that.
I find myself in these anxious times just taking a deep breath in and saying, okay, I am the beginning of peace. I think we're all called to be peacemakers, and the source of the peace is a kind of self-love that acknowledges that we're beautiful and wonderful. I think violence comes from self-hatred, and peace comes from love.
Islam means peace, and I think all of our scriptures, which are very much intertwined, are roadmaps to justice and peace and finding salvation in this world.
What do you think the barriers are for it working on a global scale? Because we've seen that often it doesn't.
One of the barriers is this sense that God belongs just to me. I own God. God is not Christian. God is not Jewish. God is not Muslim. God is love.
Can you believe exactly what you believe as strongly as you believe it, yet acknowledge that people on either side of you believe with equal conviction in their faith? And I think if more people could nod their head and say, yeah, I can do that, it would
Absolutely.
work.
I mean, I think that there is a sense that God wants justice and love in the world. And each of our religions have a different way of saying it, but we recognize it really, at the base, is the same. And when we can work together, that's also one of the ways that we make that kind of peace.
When you see what's been going on, in San Bernardino and what's been happening, and people look and they think, we want to bar Muslims from coming into this country and all that sort of stuff. What do you tell people of your faith, and what do you share with them? How do you explain what's going on?
I remind our youth that we are told to strive for unity and for harmony and nonviolence. And a core principle of Islam is nonviolence and is interfaith cooperation.
It seems like the biggest barrier to peace is ignorance. It's like you don't know somebody, right? You don't know what they're about.
So many people think they don't know Muslims, and I'm saying, yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's your teacher, that's the PTA president, that's the shopkeeper. Of course we do.
What would your message of peace be for people during this season?
Peace in our tradition is not just not having war. It is actually a state of wholeness and perfection. And you cannot have that wholeness and perfection unless it really includes all of humanity. We are all one whole, and we seek out that peace.
One of my favorite verses from the Quran is, God does not change a condition of a people unless they change the condition within their hearts. Take time and remember that there are many ways that you can worship and love your Lord. One of the best ways to love God is to serve others.
I believe that there's more than one path to God. I celebrate all these paths, but I'm a Christian. I choose this path because I'm captivated by this story. I'm captivated by the story that God comes all the way down to earth. Each of us embodies love in our best day, and then just go out and do love.
Wow. I mean, I think, I'm a believer that peace can work, and if you've ever lived in New York City or been here, and you watch people of all different faiths or of no faith living in such close quarters, and it works. Like, if you think that New York City can work, then if you're an optimist, you believe the world can work. Because we work when we're all intertwined like this on top of each other, and somehow the city, makes it happen.
We should run that piece every day at the end of the show, the same piece over and over again, to just get this into people's minds. It doesn't seem like it should be as difficult as it's proving to be.
Those three ladies make it very simple. It should be just like that.
Right. You also point out learning about others. Not everyone lives in New York City where you come in contact with such a diverse range, but with the internet, with social media, it can be a positive platform to interact with people who are not like us.
You're right.
Discussion.
Thanks.
Nicely
Thank you guys.
done.
All right.